Even though it's not a meeting.
I know. So should I do it? Oh, we're gonna do this, right?
Yeah. All right, guys.
Morning.
Nobody chimed in. Well, Colton did. Shout out to Colton. We had a good little coffee meeting today.
Yes.
And if anybody just wants to call and chat with us, you know what?
We can have morning coffee. Yeah. It could be coffee club.
Yeah. So today we have a 2-part workout. Okay, our first kind of little work is going to be tempo work in a strict press. Okay, so we will go 3 by 8 with each arm. Okay, resting 1 minute in between. Once you get both arms done, you'll rest 1 minute and then go back at it for another 2 sets. Okay, these strict tempo kind of tempo work, you can do it with lighter loads. Okay, I wouldn't advise going super heavy because we want to make sure that our form is good and that we can maintain that kind of slow movement. Okay, so what this tempo work is going to look like is that you will start with the traditional, okay, one head of the dumbbell on the shoulder, okay, elbow straight forward. Okay, as we have our starting position, we're always going to come back to this position and pause. Okay, so we're not looking for like a push press or kind of like a quick press out. So we'll pause here. We'll go straight up. Okay, no tempo there. We're going to pause for a second at the top, and then we're going to lower down 3 seconds. So 3, 2, 1. Pause at the shoulder for 2, 1, 2, up. 1, 1, 2, 3. Pause. 1, 2. Up, right? So we're always pausing at the top for 1 second. It's a quick pause here, making sure that we are locked out. This is going to be super important, especially when we are moving slow, to have a control. If we go too heavy on that dumbbell, it's going to be easy for us to go out, right? Like as if, yeah, it's going to be super easy for us to lose control. So working light is perfectly fine, okay? I would rather see you lighter, or hope we won't see you, but we'd rather you go lighter and really, really move slow and like perfect rather than go heavy and not be able to keep the midline tight, keep the quads tight. Remember, it's a strict press, so we're not using any sort of momentum. It should just all be a strict motion. So that's what we're going to start with. After we get warmed up, you'll go 3 by 8 each arm. Okay. If you are in if you only have a really light dumbbell, then go ahead and go 8 to 10 reps, somewhere in between, but we aren't trying to get more than 10. Cool. And then after that, we'll hit lickety split. Lickety split is a descending rep scheme. You're going to go 21, 18, 15, 12, 9 of a couplet of Sumo Deadlift Highpulls and dumbbell push press. Okay. So now this was a strict press. We are moving into a push press here. That Sumo Deadlift Highpull, guys, if you have a kettlebell, beautiful. You'll use your both arms to go into that Sumo Deadlift Highpull. If you only have a dumbbell, okay, you're going to go single arm and you're going to switch every 3. Okay. So that, just move like, yeah. So that, that will look like from the ground to that high pull, okay? 2, and then 3. After that third one, you'll switch arms. That way we can be even on both sides. Okay, as you can tell, okay, Julie is getting that elbow high into the outside. She's not letting the dumbbell come anywhere outside of her body, so she'll turn to face. Okay, making sure it's like we're zipping that zipper up like we always talk about. Yes, okay. Also, the dumbbell is coming in between the feet. It should be hitting where a barbell would traditionally hit. So we want to look at those laces. If the dumbbell gets too far out in front of us, we're going to hurt our backs, and then that pull is going to be super hard to get momentum from. Okay, so again, it's super easy because these reps will even out for 3s on each side. So just split it 3, 3, 3, 3, right, until you chip away. If you do have a kettlebell, you'll just go 21 total. And then the dumbbell push press, guys, Same motion, you'll clean that dumbbell up, okay? One head of the dumbbell is always on the shoulder. You are just gonna slightly dip in that nice kind of dip position that we talk about, and then you'll push press that guy overhead. Beautiful. So in this one, we wanna talk about potentially, okay, you can go, we're going 21 total. So you'll go however many you want on one arm, and then however many you want on the other to equal 21, okay? So you can split those threes again, okay? It works. Whatever works for you works for us, okay? If you are at home and you don't have any sort of weights, our substitution for Sumo Deadlift Highpulls would be a star jump, okay? We're really just trying to get a big hip open, just like we would in a Sumo Deadlift Highpull, and then kind of like that nice sumo squat into it. So Julie's just going to show you a couple of those star jumps, okay? You're just going to kind of touch the ground, and then you're going to get into a big jump there, okay? They don't look silly, they look fun.
Yay!
Yeah, if you say yay, then it really just, it makes everything better. Okay, so same thing. We are going 21, 18, 15, 12, 9. And remembering that you'll go one movement 21, and then one movement 21, 18, 18, 15, 15, 12, 12, 9, 9. Workout's over. Cool. So if we don't have a dumbbell to do dumbbell push press, remember with our odd objects, you can use anything. It doesn't have to be a weight. It can be a can of food, or it can be a water jug, or it can be
a
backpack. It can be a grocery bag filled with some stuff. Like, guys, get creative. I know I've seen some people, like, I don't know, David used like a little toolkit and he used that. So, I mean, just grab something and use it. It's going to be beneficial whatever way. Yeah. So, but if we don't, and we don't have space or anything, we're going to go into plank shoulder taps. Okay. So in that nice plank position here, we are just going to lift one arm and tap the opposite shoulder. Okay. Main concern here is just keeping that nice flat back. Okay. And then keeping the shoulders over the hands or over the wrist. Okay. We don't want you to go into too much of a butt up, right? So if, yep. Okay, it's gonna be a little easier that way, or we don't want you to sink too far down, okay? Or we don't wanna see that big rock where you're not maintaining a midline and you're kind of shifting your whole weight over and over. So those are our subs for if you don't have any weight, okay? So now that we've gotten what the work is, okay, we'll go over what the warm-up is going to be today. Your warm-up will be 30 seconds, okay, of each movement, each hand. So we're going to start with 30 seconds of farmer's carry with your load. We're literally just going to walk for 30 seconds. If you have no space to walk and you're inside your house, go ahead and you could just take a few steps either direction, or just stand and hold for 30 seconds in each hand. So 30 seconds one hand, 30 seconds the other hand. Then we're going to go 30 seconds in a front rack carry, okay? We're here, elbow is straight forward. Whether you have a kettlebell or you have a dumbbell, we're working in that front rack, okay? So again, 30 seconds here. Real main concern with this one is really engaging the midline, okay? We want to make sure that we can stay nice and tight here and that we're not flaring booty out or, you know, letting the shoulder kind of cave over. So 30 seconds one arm, 30 seconds the other arm. Then we're gonna go overhead, and we're gonna go 30 seconds overhead, strict kind of hold. You don't need to move here. If you want, you can definitely go into some steps, okay? Again, main focus is not letting, okay, the back curve. We want to stay stacked from the wrist, shoulder, hips, knees, and ankles, okay? If something's out of line, then we know that we're compensating for either, I don't know, lack of range of motion or mobility in that shoulder. So we need to work on that. After we get done with 30 seconds on both arms, we're going to go into 30 seconds of air squats, okay? You guys know the drill on this. Hips back and to the floor, okay? Remember, we always start with the hips. We never start with the knees. Beautiful. We're keeping that chest tall. So after that, we're just going to go into leg swings for 30 seconds each leg, Okay, grab onto a wall, grab onto something. We want to go like a windshield wiper, okay, more so across the body, just to open up those hips for that sumo deadlift, okay? So 30 seconds one leg, 30 seconds the other, and then we'll go into those Cossack squats, guys. These are our wide squats, okay? So you're gonna start in the wide position here, okay? Within your range of motion, you are going to squat to one side. Remembering that the side that you squat to, okay, that heel needs to stay on the ground. If you don't have the mobility yet to go super low, stay wherever you are, okay? We're really just looking for that side movement, okay? Maybe the warmer you get, the better you start moving, and that's perfectly fine. What we don't want to see is your feet too narrow, and now your knee is going like over, your hip and your knee is going over or outside of the ankle, okay? Go wide enough. Yeah. Yeah, it's super hard, but make sure you go wider than you think, because that way we can get those hips moving side to side. So you go 30 seconds there. Then we're going to go into that dumbbell warm up or whatever you have, okay? With your dumbbell, you're going to go 5 good mornings. So we're going to place that bell on the back of the neck. Okay, elbows are straight forward. We're going to go into that nice little hinge. You're going to go 5 here. You guys know the drill. We've done this with the barbell plenty of times, okay? Main focus is keeping weight in the full foot and not letting your knees cave in when you come up, okay? After that, we'll go 5 back squats. So shift your feet out, hips back and down, chest tall, beautiful. After that, you're just gonna rotate the dumbbell to one side. You're gonna go into 5 strict presses on one arm, beautiful. 5 strict presses on the other arm. And then you'll go into the front rack position. 2 options here. One, just as so, right? Second one is in the goblet position. Whatever works best for you and your kettlebell or your weight works for us. And then we're gonna go into 5 front squats. Beautiful. And then we're gonna go into 5 deadlifts. Again, 2 options here. One, you can hold the dumbbell on either side, or if you have a kettlebell, hold it by the handle. Or 2, you can go single arm deadlifts too, okay? Whatever works best for you to maintain a straight back is what we want to see. Beautiful. After that, we're gonna go into some mobility. Our mobility is a single leg frog, okay? What this is gonna look like, it's gonna open that hip again, okay? You're gonna take a lunge kind of down. You're gonna, and stick the other leg out, okay? With the shoulders, you're just gonna kind of rotate nice and easy forward and back. Guys, this isn't a very large range of motion, right? You're not like gonna lay on your belly, and you're not gonna sit all the way back onto your heels. We just want a slight movement, but you should really feel it in the inner leg that's straight, hip flexor, and whatnot. Then you're just gonna switch, okay? 30 seconds each side. Beautiful. And then we'll go into a kind of tricep lat stretch on your own. You're gonna just take one arm, okay? We've done this in elementary school probably. Grab a hold of that guy and pull down, really making sure that we're not letting our rib cage flare out too much, right? That we're not compensating, trying to like arch in the back. Keep everything nice and sturdy, and switch arms whenever you get done with those 30 seconds. Cool. Okay, movement prep here. For each movement, our Sumo Deadlift Highpull, guys, we want to talk about the bell path, okay? We want to talk about how that kettlebell, dumbbell, odd object, how it's moving, okay? Remember, with any object that weighs anything, we want it to go straight up and down. If it's having to go around things, okay, that makes it more difficult. So we want to think about, like, when we go into our press or our push press, remember our chin is always in the way. So we have to remove the chin to go overhead. Our knees are our chin of the lower body. We need to get our knees out of the way so that that kettlebell, the dumbbell moves in a straight line. Okay. If our knees are in the way, then we're not going to be able to do that. Okay. I know we don't have a barbell today, but we want to think about, if that dumbbell was a whole bar, would our knees be in the way? If the answer is yes, then we need to not go too much into that squat and more so press the knees out so the shins are vertical, okay? So we're gonna start, we're just gonna go with 5 sumo deadlifts, okay? All I'm looking for is just the deadlift, okay? Hips go back and they stay up a little bit more than the traditional deadlift, okay? Beautiful. So after we do 5 on each arm, you're gonna go 5 deadlift shrug, okay? So we're looking for the full extension in the shoulder, okay, and in the hips. The hips should be totally open by this time. Beautiful. And then we'll go into Sumo Deadlift Highpulls, okay, where now the elbow traces high into the outside. Beautiful. Cool. That's what we're looking for today, really making sure that that path stays straight up and down and in that midline. Next one is our pressing path. Same thing, guys, making sure that from start position to finish position is a straight line. You should not be curving around anything or letting your elbow go out to the side, okay? That bell, dumbbell, kettlebell, weighted objects stays in the same position here. All that's happening is it's getting a little bit higher, okay? So with our movement prep, we're gonna go into 8 slow strict presses, just really making sure that we're getting that path right. After those 8 on each side, you're gonna go into 4 just normal pace strict presses, and then 8 push presses, okay, where we dip and then we drive, okay? Remember, our push press is not a push jerk, so do not rebend your knees after you've gone into that extension, okay? Good. So quads are tight, and then we're locked out with the legs and the arms at the same time. Beautiful. Cool. So that's your movement prep for today. After you prep everything, then you'll go to your tempo stop strict presses, okay, and perform your 3 sets of 8, resting a minute in between each set, okay? After that, you'll get some water, get your board, and then go ahead and go into lickety split. Okay, this workout should take 10 to 15 minutes. I'd like it to take closer to like 10 to 12, okay? With that being said, the breakup of that, I'd like you to go bigger on the overhead movement. So your push presses, you're gonna be able to take a little break because you are switching arm to arm potentially, okay? So that's kind of a break in itself. So I don't ever want you to try to put the weight down. You should be able to move it from side to side without having to break on that push press. The Sumo Deadlift Highpulls, because you are going to the ground after every 3, okay, again, you're gonna get a slight break just by switching hands. And those gonna be a little bit more difficult. The range of motion in that movement is a lot larger than the push press. So yeah.
Have fun.
Have fun, guys. And happy Thursday. See you guys tomorrow. Maybe.